math or whatever that skill is. Now, what I'm proposing to you doesn't necessarily seem difficult, but it could be very difficult depending on what you use. So the advice I will give you is simpler is better. Now, I was once in a leadership thing where I had to describe how to open a pack of cigarettes, doing a step-by-step procedure, and I came up with 48 actual steps between taking the pack of cigarettes in that hand and lighting the first one. So that 48 steps seems like a lot because a lot of it's automatic, but if you have to break it down into a step-by-step process, which you don't have to in this video, but you could. So there would be one suggestion is to create a step-by-step practice, but do something simple. It could be something as simple as the proper way to tie your shoes. Did you know that there is such a thing? And there's also a wrong way. You can screw that up. You can be successful yet still screw it up. There is a proper way to tie your shoes. YouTube is full of all kinds of examples of this. But again, you've got to be able to tell this story in 3 minutes or less. And as we know, as those of us who are Toastmasters, it's much easier to give a 20-minute speech than a 7-minute speech. And it's easier to give a 7-minute demonstration than a 3-minute demonstration. So, be simple, have fun with it, and let us learn from you. Okay. So, looking for that. All right, with that, I'm going to bring back up our general evaluator, Greg Adlington, that can, and as we do that.
You can help. Let's be quick. You got to get this going. I'm going to stand still.
Yes.
Does it have to be done with a cell phone?
No, you may choose on whatever media you wish.
And one other question. Is there a database? I said
yes, it's called YouTube.
They're there. Oh, that's it. And if you don't have the specific links for everything, there is no database that you can go to and look at all the data.
It's called YouTube. I have learned how to replace and repair brake pads and calipers and rotors.
This is my point. I'm talking about for the club, the videos that are shot for the club, the different projects. Is there a database that we have that we can go to and look in that database?
No, this is new ground.
Okay.
You're gonna lay the tracks for others to follow.
Got it.
You're an IT person.
I don't wanna.
Well, there's subscriptions on YouTube.
Okay, Greg.
Okay. There are a number of comments I'd like to make. The first question or the first item I am to report on is to analyze the overall club meeting. I thought the meeting was opened very well. We were 4 minutes late. We had a nice welcome. Having 6 guests, I think, is a very nice testament to the ability to engage and keep people enthused. So we're very appreciative of our guests that are here. Gail did a wonderful job as Toastmaster. I don't think that you would ever use the term, what would it be, dull. Very excitable and very energetic, and I think that's a wonderful, wonderful commodity. Comment on the quality of the feedback from the oral evaluators. It was very good. There's one of the things that I think is important, and I don't know if everybody shares that, is it's a willingness to be critical, not mean, but critical, because there are many of us who, as we speak, need to hear and understand both the upside and the downside of what our communication skills are and potentially how to improve them. There were very thoughtful recommendations from people. And there was substantial empathy for our speakers. People acted as cheerleaders as well as critics. Determine critical areas of the meeting that need attention. I would recommend that we continue, and I think that Kathy will probably address this, to continue to press the need to improve sloppy words and grammar. I heard gonna, wanna, for sure, and lots of ing words that ended up in words. And And I think that long-term, this is something that the more we can eradicate from our communication skills, the better off we'll be. I was absolutely offended a week or so ago on television when I saw both the president, various candidates for office, and the word "gonna" came out of their mouths more often than I could count, and I thought, do you really not care what you're saying? So that's one thing I think we want to do. Utilize other resources. I think it's a great idea that we have some information in the back regarding TV and video speaking. It would almost be an idea to have someone responsible for trying to collect some of that and maybe create a little bit of a library of documentation that we can look at. And I think we want to continue to talk about visuals, specifically eyes, hands, movement. I know when I've been recorded on video, I have in the past had a tremendous urge to talk and close my eyes. And I would talk and I could see myself like this, and I would watch the video and go, how did he not fall down? Okay, so I think that, but the more that we can emphasize that, Susan, when you did the piece we saw on video, you were outstanding. I was riveted to what you were saying because you had drawn me in, and I think those are important skills because it's not just what comes out of your mouth, but it's how does it look. And that may sound a little odd, but how does it look when it's coming out of your mouth? Other suggestions on how these areas could be improved? Let's figure out if we can come up with some exercises for oral clarity. I really like listening to Alan Edge because Alan does not make those mistakes. There's some other things that Alan might do, but as far as that goes, he's terrific. So developing exercises for oral clarity. Use other examples of video that may be non-member that may show some of the glaring communication errors that we're trying to avoid. Maybe pull up somebody, and I'm not suggesting that we just go through YouTube, but you may find public speakers, people who are actually doing things, and you sit back and say, what did they just do? I think that would help because it certainly, like I said, it turned me off listening to major political candidates. I thought they sounded like, not quite street thugs, but they certainly didn't sound educated. Do you want to offer any recommendations for goals for the club to achieve at future meetings? Yes, continue to push to video. I think that's absolutely critical. I applaud David for pushing this. It is extremely important, and the comment that was made, the more you can practice this and do this on your own, do something, watch it, have a friend watch it with you, your kids, I don't care, significant other, and say, what did you think? I remember the first time, what do women, I used to be in the golf business and I did a lot of teaching and I used video in my teaching all the time. And I taught a lot of men, taught a lot of women. First thing women say, oh, am I fat? The first thing men say is, oh, am I ugly?
Oh.
So,
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
it's uncanny. So, but watch yourself, watch your expressions, watch what you're doing, and it will give you you'll learn some of these things on your own, and share with people and ask for objective criticism. I think that's one of the great strengths of this group, is if you trust the people in this room to be objective, I don't care how harsh you are, if you're being objective. The other is to continue to post videos in between meetings and ask for feedback. That's a terrific idea. And I think that for any of us in this room who are in any kind of business, to think that this is not where we're going is naive. Determine aspects of the meeting that were especially well done, give specifics. We had very open communication. People were very engaged, an excellent sharing of ideas. And the video itself, although it is a work in progress, it's getting better and better all the time. Even from today, from the first video to the last video that was done, things got better. And I think that you will see the same kind of rapid improvement there. So I think that's, again, thanks to David for working on that. That's about all I have on my sheet. I think that overall, this was an excellent meeting. And if we continue, the group is very positive, and as long as we continue in that vein, we will see substantial success for everybody. Thank you.
Great. Okay, I have the winners.
Excellent. Alana has the winners.
Ooh.
The winners of
Table topics.
Table Topics.
Well.
Did you know you had something to win at Table Topics?
So we voted last meeting for Jillian. She had this one, or maybe I'll show the video some other time, but she had a video in the shower. And we all loved it. So this is her last one. Thank you.
We'll make it a point to show it after the meeting for those who'd like to see it, because it was that groundbreaking.
And Susan Watkins, yay!
This is not the first time we've had new members taking home the hardware.
Yeah,
So congratulations. Congratulations to everyone who participated. And if you sat there and watched the video, you were also a participant. I didn't catch that. But... Oh, yes, thank you.
Or maybe Gail, either one.
If you come back up, I'm fine, I'm happy to handle it. And that was something I wanted to get to. Alana held up something that said guest feedback. And so what I would like to do is go to our guests and one by one, share your impressions, what you thought, maybe what you liked, maybe if this is something that you think you might be interested in. Judy.
Hi, my name is Judy Jackson. This is my second time visiting. I really enjoyed it. I really liked.
Excuse me, I'm going to stop you right there because I have a really good idea.
He's gonna do a video of you.
Scenic video.
Oh no.
Yeah. She's like, oh no, in the green room. Well, you better ask for her permission.
I could, but this is SpeakTV.
No, that's right.
Yeah, she already signed the form.
She signed the form.
Okay, and who are you?
Hi, I'm Judy Jackson. This is my second time visiting. I really enjoyed this. I like all the feedback. I really enjoyed Susie. This was her first time speaking, and it was not known. She didn't speak it. She spoke well, and I really enjoyed it. I look forward to becoming a member. I will be, if the Lord will, at the next meeting, the first Wednesday. Thank Kathy for the information, and I'm looking forward to becoming one of you guys.
All right.
And I can't remember where I met you, but
It works somehow.
Judy, that was solid gold. Thank you so much. By the way, if you do not want to be videotaped, now would be the time to tell me.
She's got it upstairs.
You do not think you're in the wrong place.
So what did you think of our meeting, Kathy?
Hi, I'm Kathy Riley. This is my third Toastmasters meeting in a week. I was looking for something that would help me with webinars because that's what I do for a living, and I wanted that media content. I thought it was very good. I think the feedback from informed people who study communications is invaluable and who can critique things that I'm just not aware of. I never took any formal communications training or anything like that. So that was my primary goal. I found there was a lot more involved here. People learn leadership and people learn communication and feedback, and there's a lot of support. It's a really nice network, so I really enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Did it pass? Okay, so we're going to take your remarks off the record.
Well,
What was your name, please?
Billy.
Billy.
Billy, would you?
Well, no, you can do it.
Okay. So what did you think
I
of our
don't-
meeting?
Alan, I'm a friend of Alan Edge. We have done comedy together, and he has invited me to this before. My problem is, I would join this in a heartbeat, but I'm an IT consultant, and I'm looking at jobs not in town. Unless somebody has a job for me in town. I program mid-range AS400 computers. This may be a thing to do for resume.
You think?
What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's only once a month. I mean, even if you're out of town, it's not that big a pilgrimage.
Well, that's true.
And you
unless I
can do
get
it
the job
on
in-
YouTube like
One
Dennis.
one of the jobs is Hawaii, though. It
Well,
would
we will
be a
come
to
pretty
your
bad
meeting here.
pilgrimage.
They have the internet there too.
Oh.
And we will do a meeting for you there.
Oh.
If you get the Hawaii job, I promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Wouldn't
write
it be
it
funny
off.
we all show up?
Oh.
You're
We are
making
right
lunch,
off.
right?
Yeah, 6 minutes.
We need write-ups.
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
I'm very fond of pineapple.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Billy.
Thanks.
And
My name is Rosalind Jansi. I've just started Toastmasters in 2015. I love Toastmasters. This is the first time I'm visiting a club called SpeakTV and doing something. I always tell my kids, I don't want you to post anything on YouTube. I don't want anything to go public. And so I'm surprised when you're asking something to video record and put it public. I don't think that's a great idea. But I really love the way you handle everything on YouTube, how you did your table topics. That was not what I was expecting when I came in. I thought Speak TV means they're going to talk some speeches and it's going to come on TV someday. That's what I
That's
thought.
what Trajan.
so, did you like the meeting?
I did. It was a fantastic, well-run meeting.
Thank you. Herb, would be happy to hear your thoughts on our meeting.
Hello, I'm Merv Snyder, the Southeast Division Director. I thought the meeting was great. I really like this club. I think it's very innovative, very high-tech, beyond my comprehension pretty much. But I'm glad that you're all here, and it looks like this club is actually turning around and getting to be on its
May
feet
have
again.
to join Irv.
I might have to do that.
Just my
Good coaches.
You know what, while I have a few minutes, can I mention that we have an upcoming training session coming up?
You and Teresa are going to do it at the end.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Is that
shoot
okay?
it on video so you can put it out on
At
the
the end.
websites too.
Very good.
Our gift to you.
Thank you.
All right. For those of you who didn't know it, you just gave a testimonial to Speak TV. With your permission, we would like to put it on our Facebook page.
Sure.
You might have to talk to Rob.
So, thank you for that. We would also encourage you, we will also post the video challenges because I did get an email about where are the video challenges.
Teresa and Irv have some wonderful information
Yes.
about this.
Yes, they do for, and also for
We have an
TLA.
international speech contest too.
Yeah, okay. So, thank you for coming. We do have a couple of announcements, but our time is just about over. When Greg said we were 4 minutes late,
That's pretty good.
we've been like 25 minutes late in the past, so for us to be 4 minutes?
You'll notice I did not pass any judgment on that.
Yes, you did.
I just simply stated the facts without
Oh.
injecting any
We're okay with
personal
that.
opinions. And
Technology club.
frankly, I would say that the 4 minutes puts you well within the margin of error.
Excellent. Well, and we're going to work to be exactly on time. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our upcoming speech contest, and I'm going to let Elena do that.
Well, Teresa and Irv are going to do that, and if there's anything I can add about the club, I'll just add at the end.
Okay, I'm just going to add, yes, Greg?
Do we not get a
Grammarian.
grammarian report?
That would be for you to come up and finish your report.
Okay.
Oh, and I know
So
she's got
I'm going to
lots of
invite you up to do that
Very
right now. But for those of you who did give of yourselves to record the little thing, thank you very much. This is going to help us. And we want to attract other people with like mindsets who this could help. And yes, one of my plans is to do a thing on webinars. You're in the right spot.
Last order of business before we get to the speech opportunities that will be shared
Correct.
with everybody is I would like to invite Kathy, our grammarian for the day, to come on up and share some of her thoughts on the way we were.
The way we were, that's good.
Thank you, Greg.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to serve as your odd counter grammarian for the day. Listening as the odd counter, I think that we have many opportunities to polish how we're communicating with one another. David Kokel, more than 10 ahs or ums. Gail Rust is the champion of the and ah. We also had Susan Watkins, Wendy Binkowski, Greg, Jim Kieran, Romaine Wood, Teresa Flynn using ahs and or ums. Gunnas, wannas, you knows, as well as seeing above and kinda like seem to fill our communication. What I would like to focus on, however, is the positive uses of our English language, the great examples of alliteration, the great examples of triads and imagery and wordsmithing. Let's start off with David Kokel. Expressions such as low-hanging fruit, the slave to procedure, game-changing, very well done. Dennis Martin, parlay, dictate and dominate, an example of alliteration, goes to the post. Seeing it flourish, I thought that was wonderful. Sue Watkins used the expression of being industrious. Wendy Binkowski used the sentiment of being intimate and sweet. Greg had the example of the triad at the front end of the meeting, style, tone, and tempo. He also used the language of someone being naive. Jim Karen used the expression being compelling. John McGee, who is not here, but we had in our table topics, the platform for change, as well as change is inevitable. Thought those were both great. Romain has a great example of alliteration, memory muscle. He also used the expression pilgrimage. We had Alan Edge talking about the power of purpose, again, a repeat of alliteration. Good ideas versus God ideas. I thought that was wonderful play on words. Jillian Sender, I have an artist's soul. I could just imagine what that would look like. And you use that 2 times in your presentation. Irv Snyder used the expressions being satirical as well as bravado. Teresa Flynn, nebulous and flagging of humor, stepping into my comfort zone. I thought that was quite beautiful. Sue Watkins, mortuary science, expression I had never heard before.
I didn't know what she was talking about.
I knew what she was talking about, but I just hadn't heard it in expression before. Being a free mechanic, as she was referencing her past. The mentoring group she was put into. Use of triad, children, husband, and cats. Being a slave to the lender. I thought that this language was really quite rich. Jillian Sender, given me a gift. Michiganah, meaning crazy. A cruise of well-being, I thought was a beautiful expression. Captain of my ship. Deliberate effort and concentrated thought. Happening for me. Training for triathlon. This alliteration is very repetitive. I thought it was wonderful. Hallmark of experience. Gail, a couple of opportunities for sharpening. You have a tendency to use some very slang language. All right, okay, toward. Let me tell you. So you're very casual and very comfortable in front of the group. Maybe you want to consider the polish that equates your image that you have in front of the camera and in front of the group, just as a possibility. For sure, I heard, but I don't know who said it. And I also heard the comment and the reference to the background tarps, the background drops, but the background thing, we could get rid of the word thing and just say the background. So just an opportunity for clarification. Our word of the day was used repetitively throughout the meeting. We had Gail Rust using it more than once, David Kokel more than once, Alana more than once, Susan Watkins twice, Wendy Binkowski once, Greg twice, Jim Karen twice, Romain Wood I heard 1 time, myself once outside of the example, Jillian Sender 2 times, Irv Schneider 1 time, Teresa Flynn 1 time, and if there are others, I apologize for not recording it. I may have been writing other notes at the time. That concludes my counter grammarian report. Thank you so much.
As the timer comes up, I hear somebody say, "We are so late." So, what's unusual is that none of the speeches were within the window that they thought they'd be. Most of the speeches thought they'd be a lot shorter. They ended up being longer than the window they projected. Dennis was at 5:04, so he was fine. Jillian, you were at 6:05. That was longer. And Susan, you were at 5:56, so that was longer. And they were both rich and awesome, but outside what you thought. Irv, you were at 3:10. Jim K, you were at 3:22, and I was at just about 2 minutes. So all of the evaluations were longer than the window that the club usually projects. You might want to consider expanding the window that you usually use. Table topics were all right around 1 minute, except John's was at almost 3 minutes. So they all would have qualified. And that is time limit.
Thank you.
So should I do?
Yeah, you and or whatever the Meister.
We do have some announcements coming in from the district, from the division, from the area.
Hold on, and I'm going to ask you to speak a little louder, please.
Good morning. We bring you announcements from the district, the division, and the area. We have a bunch of TLI sessions coming up. In Madison on the 23rd, the officers from clubs have been invited, and it's going to be pretty awesome. I look forward to seeing officers at that training session. We also do have 2 makeup training sessions on February 13th and February 24th. Those are a Saturday and a Wednesday. And we are looking for volunteers. We are looking for especially newer Toastmasters to help us with the registration table. And we're also looking at, especially since you guys do a lot more technology, if you would help us with audio visuals. So let me know if you're at all interested it's at the Medical College, and again, it's February 13th and the 24th. The contest season has started, and
Excuse me, are you changing subjects?
yes,
Good, because we're going to start a new video for that. Go ahead.
the contest season has started, and the first round of the contest season is your club. So Alana's going to be, Miss McCravy's going to be telling you a little bit more about what's going to happen next month. On the 12th of March, it'll be a Saturday morning that you guys are not meeting. Thank you, Kathy.
We're not meeting in February.
You know, you're meeting on the 19th. There was an issue. I will have the area contest over at the Bayview Library. And Friday, the 22nd of April, we will have the division contest out in Waukesha. So next week, your club will be determining who will be coming to the area contest. We're doing the international contest and table topics. Table topics is an opportunity for anybody to compete. It's a chance to do impromptu speaking and work your way on up to the area. International requires the 6 speeches in your competent communicator book. So these are all sorts of different cool opportunities for leadership, for communicating, and I look forward to hearing from you about if you're willing to volunteer.
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome, Irv.
This concludes our presentation.
Okay, I just have 1 minute, no more speaking. Sorry. You don't have to video. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm your VP of Education, and we've decided, I haven't talked to the other officer members, but I'm sure they'll be okay with this. We're going to have our international speech contest here, so anybody who would like to be a presenter should call me, email me, or something, and I can get you on there. And you need 6 speeches, right? Already 6 speeches, and to be a member of this club. So, is there anything else I need to add for the international part? Table topics, maybe if someone wants, we're not going to have a table topics contest. So, if anybody would like to volunteer, we can have 2 for our club, right?
2 for each.
2 of each. So if anyone would like to volunteer to be in the competition for our club, then let me know that too. Any questions?
I think we should have Susan be one of the table topic contestants if she wants it.
I second that.
Awesome.
Is there a 6 speech requirement for table topics?
No. And isn't the 6 speech requirement, just a bit of correction, is you have to have completed at least 6 speeches by the time, if you go all the way up to the international speech contest, or does it have to be 6 speeches by the time you compete at a lower level, at the club level?
By the time you compete.
At the club level? At the club level? It's at the club level, okay.
Well, you can let me know. And we can also have one other person compete if you know.
Contest rules state that all contest speeches must be delivered live.
You can do it, Sue.
Table
If
topics
sometimes I think it's supposed to be a
is great
motivational
because you
speech.
just get a question,
We,
no preparation
we
for
could
it.
just elect
You don't have the same question. It's for beginners is what it is.
And I can take a nap before it?
Something just as a.
Smart people take
As
Is
a
your meeting
suggestion.
still in progress?
Yeah, is the meeting still in progress?
Why, as a matter of fact, Mrs. Adams.
Okay,
So are we
so
over?
maybe if you're answering Q&A, then somebody should be the designated leader for that. To me, this is not clear. Are you just giving an announcement?
I
or-
just thought I wasn't opening for questions, people just
Okay.
started talking,
Okay,
so.
that's why I was asking.
If anyone has any questions, we're gonna end this meeting by Dave Coco. when you're
I'm
done,
going
or
to
Gail. And then if
defer the-
anybody wants to talk to me after the meeting, that's great.
I will defer the authority to close the meeting to you. By the way, Elena will be doing the next meeting. I will be in Chicago shooting video for a gig next month, so I won't be here. So Elena will be leading the meeting.
Okay.
Well, that'd be great for
I'll
the
help
National
you.
Speech Contest, because it'll be live.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so I end this wonderful meeting, nice meeting everyone, and if you have any questions, talk to me after the meeting.
Thank you.